Today's episode of the Sunday Devotion is filmed live from a guest room at my house and brought to you by Quarantine. Have you been alone with your own thoughts for 10 to 14 days and start doing fake ad reads at the start of a video? If you haven't, you will with Quarantine. Hey, welcome back to the Sunday Devotion, a special from home edition because I have been in quarantine for the last 10 days. I don't know if you've experienced this or not, but I hope that you do not. Luckily, we have not been sick, so we were exposed. It's a whole thing, but look, we're at the end. We can see the finish line in the very near distance right now. But I will say that around day 2 of our quarantine, everyone in my house just woke up and chose violence. That seemed to be the best decision that they could make that morning, was to just turn on the other two. It's me, my wife, and a 4-year-old, and she absolutely was the aggressor. It was a lot like a zombie movie. I'm not a big zombie movie. I think Hot Fuzz is amazing, and there was a time where I got really into The Walking Dead, but I haven't finished it. So no spoilers, please, although the internet's already given me those. But it's just it reminded me of a zombie movie of where people were just walking around, just grunting, and where they were acting like rules didn't apply, but we were very much living in a society. But inside our house, it felt like just everything had just fallen apart. Like it was just every man for himself or woman, and just kind of survival mode for everybody, even if it was at the expense of someone else that you used to love. Look, we still all love each other. No one was actually a zombie, but that was kind of what it felt like. That rules didn't apply anymore. And the big thing we need to talk about today is free people make decisions that benefit others. And I have lived that out for the last 10 days of I need to make decisions that actually help the people around me. And I hope that they'll make decisions that help me, because we are in this thing for a while together. It's not just quarantine. We are all in this together. This school, a team, a community, life, in your house, whatever it is, we've got to go together, and we need to be the free people that make decisions that benefit others. And why do we do that? Because it goes back to what is the law that God gave us? It was 2 simple things. It was love God and love others. So when we are acting as free people and making decisions that benefit other people, we are following God's law. And that's the first thing. Following the law gives us freedom. We know it's because we've been reading in James. We know that when we are loving God, when we are loving others, when we are following Him, it actually sets us free. That the right rules set us free. That loving other people shows what we think about ourselves. It shows what we think about God and how we value the people in our community around us. And it actually gives us more freedom than we thought we had, because those zombies, from whatever movie you might be into, they might look like they're free and can go anywhere, but what are they doing? That's not a free life. That's a dead life, to live without rules and the society is broken and falling apart. That is not living. That's simply moving around, literally being dead. But God's law actually gives us freedom. The second thing I would say, and I've had to live this out every day for the last 10, kindness matters. How we treat people and how we are kind to them really makes a huge difference. Look, whether you're being kind to a 4-year-old at breakfast and hope that she will be kind to you when it's time to take her nap, or whether you're being kind to the new kid at school, or kind to your online teachers, or just kind to a stranger that maybe passes you by, or maybe even being kind to someone who's done you wrong, or maybe even confronting someone that's really made you upset, but letting them know that you're upset in a kind way rather than trying to just burn everything down. Kindness matters because kind moments make a huge difference, and oftentimes we're never around to see those things, but we have to trust that when James writes in chapter 2, verses 12 through 13, when he's telling all these people how they're new believers, how they should interact with everybody, James is telling them, hey, look, kindness is a big deal. Kindness matters in the way that we treat people, the way we treat others. Very, very important. The third thing that we need to pull out from that passage of James is that God is merciful. God is merciful to those that are deserving of mercy, but God is also merciful to those that are not deserving of his mercy. So we're just going to shorten that thing and say God is merciful. Now, if we remember, or maybe you've heard us talk about it before, but mercy is not getting something you do deserve. You know, we talk about there's a difference between grace and justice and mercy is not getting what you do deserve to be given. We know that God is merciful through the life of Jesus. What did we deserve in life? Not a whole lot. What have we earned? Not much. Have we kind of been the people that probably should walk around like a zombie, dead, lawless, just doing whatever we want, taking whatever we want? Probably. But we have the gift of Jesus. And through Jesus, he gives us two rules: love God, love others, live free. We know that God is merciful because we, instead of walking around like a zombie, can actually walk around with our heads held high, with a hope in Jesus and a promise for a better life. That, to me, is living. And the fourth thing for that passage in James, and this comes from the Message, which is a paraphrase and not a direct translation, and I picked that one today because I absolutely love this. It's just simply, James writes at the end of verse 13, he just said that kindness wins over harsh judgment every time. We don't need to spend a lot of time talking about that because it's very simple. Kindness wins over harsh judgment every single time. It goes back to that thing where maybe we've been done wrong. Maybe things haven't gone in our favor. Maybe we actually have a reason to judge someone harshly, or to act harshly, or to speak harshly, or to just be mean or a jerk or whatever. But you know what's better than that? Being kind. Because kindness matters. Because kindness is part of God's law, and God's law sets us free, and God is merciful. So even if we are harsh instead of kind, even when we do look the other way, even when we are selfish instead of helping others, we still have a merciful God. So if we want to be free people make decisions that benefit others. I've had to learn that the hard way by being locked into a house with two other people whom I love very much. But if you've ever wanted to see how much you love someone, spend 10 to 14 days with them in the same room, 24 hours a day. But I guarantee you, kindness will matter. Making decisions that benefit others absolutely sets you free. May we be the people that make decisions to live free and to make decisions that benefit others. And until we meet again, hopefully not in my house,